Hello, I'm Rodney Hash, but my legal name is Rodney Hennessy. I'm a registered voter within the great state of Ohio, and today this is a public service announcement for all those legislators within this great state. So, as you guys know, Issue 2 passed. It passed with an overwhelming majority. It was a 57% yes. On a local election usually doesn't get a very large amount of turnout numbers. As you guys who are local and state representatives know this, we definitely had a federal election turnout numbers, meaning Ohioans wanted Issue 2. As it stands, no different. We wanted our tax revenue to go specifically to social equity programs, specifically to the local governments in which host and harbor all of these cannabis-related places. Why? Because it's only fair that those places who are going to help and give safe, functional medicine to people, to patients, it is only fair that they receive the tax benefits from this program. It is not fair in any way, shape, and or form, and no Ohio voter will disagree with me on this. I've talked to a lot. No one disagrees except for the legislature. We do not want the tax revenue to go to police or police training. No police unions, none of it. Why? Specifically because the police unions lobbied against this bill. They didn't want this to pass. We, the voters, wanted this to pass, which is why we, the voters, as social equity, drug rehabilitation, and local municipalities are supposed to be the ones receiving this tax revenue. Every single one of these bills that the legislature has put forward in the last week or so has been giving this money to a police training. To my understanding, it's going to that Zanesville Police Center that they got voted down in the first place. So that's not fair to be funding it off the backs of cannabis and then training them to criminalize cannabis more. Now, there is one good thing that I have seen from both of these bills, which is expungement. If you guys want to pass a bill on expungement. Make it easier for people that have non-violent cannabis-related crimes to get their records expunged, because it shouldn't be a crime in the first place. What I've seen in one of these bills is you're making it a crime to smoke in public. That's not fair. How is that a Republican thing to do? As a Republican, isn't it more about what the business wants? Because the way that the law is currently written in Issue 2 is it's up to the business to decide whether smoking is permitted. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of places that won't permit smoking. We can't smoke cigarettes in restaurants anymore. We stopped that a long time ago. That's up to the business to make that decision. We come up with those things as it happens. Never has government been proactive on preventing things, but you're going to try and be proactive on this in ways that are nonsensical. That's not fair. That's not fair to us, the people who voted this in. Now remember, there is re-elections coming up in 2024. A lot of you senators and House representatives are up for re-election. And if not for 2024, because that's a federal year, you will be again in 2025, because that's a state year. So remember that when you guys vote on these bills, because I will definitely be paying attention. Now, again, saying that the police should not be receiving money for this does not mean that police will not be able to be trained from the backs of cannabis. I myself work with Ganja Grappler. I'm a partner in their company. With that being said, we work up in Michigan. We tried to do a Cops versus Stoners event there, but we couldn't do it. I train with the local police here in Ohio. I train in Helson Gracie, 440 Jiu-Jitsu, Upgraded Industries, RTSC. I've got, King of the Mat. There are so many places within my area that I train with police. And they all know I'm the stoner kid. The first year and a half of me training, I went from Buckeye Relief, working in the cultivation center, to go training with police, smelling like a cultivation center. They knew me. They knew I was a good person. Most people that smoke cannabis are not bad people like Jeff Sessions seems to think. Or, in this case, it seems to be DeWine seems to think that. And that's not true. That's just not. There is a lot of really good people within this community. If you look at the Ohio Cannabis Health and Business Summit, they throw it every year. It is a great event. Everyone gets together. We haven't had a violent outburst yet. You have that with alcohol. We have all kinds of events with alcohol. And people get in arguments and fights, and there's all kinds of police that need to be there because of the fact that these things happen. But that doesn't happen anywhere near as the rates with cannabis. We know this. It doesn't make people violent. It makes people chill. It makes people relaxed. So why are we trying to criminalize it again? We voted in issue 2 to decriminalize, legalize, and another big thing. All of you guys that are legislatures are out here looking at Michigan, Oregon, Colorado, and California as failures. Us Ohioans voted in issue 2 because we feel like those 4 states are success stories. You guys think that by putting all these heavy, strict regulations in that you're going to kill the black market. You do understand that by creating a 50% concentrate cap, you're going to prop up the black market. Do you understand how difficult it is as an extraction artist to formulate a recipe that's under 75% THC as it is for a cartridge? It's difficult. It's very difficult. A lot of people struggle with it. People figure it out. But the problem is the way that some people are figuring these out is fillers, additives, things that are not good for you. As DeWine's advocate or advisor has said in the last meeting, or in a meeting that DeWine did, to just take 2 doses of a 50% concentrate. Do you understand what you're saying? You're saying take 2 doses of filler products, 2 doses of products that are probably less safe for you than cannabis is. So why are we trying to add these things? If y'all want to regulate things, talk to the patients. Talk to the people within the industry who truly knows. Not just the bigwigs, the CEOs, not just the multi-state operator guys that are trying to be bad actors within the industry. Talk to good actors. Talk to patients. Bring me in. I will gladly share all of my wealth of information that I have learned with you. Again, I want to make cannabis friendly. I want to make it to where grandma comes into the dispensary and she gets treatment, whether it be on the med side or the rec side. And I do think that if we are going to try and create this separation, we should not be combining the two. We cannot be selling things on the med side to the rec side. They're supposed to be separated. And that means that we should have separate regulations. We should have better regulations on med and make it cheaper, easier to access for medical patients. Rec should be a little bit pricier because it's recreational. There should be a tax on that. That's what the 10% tax is for, not 15. 10% tax sets us about average. I don't know why you guys seem to think that it's way too low, but it's not. Michigan is getting all of our Ohioan tax revenue, and if you continue to push these things that you're pushing in these House bills, we will continue to see the black market thrive, and we will continue to see Michigan get all of our tax revenue. I don't want to see that happen. I want to see Ganja Grappler be able to come to Ohio, do a quintet with 5 police officers, 5 stoners, all of them fundraise for Adopt a Cop BJJ program, and then use that to fundraise for police. Again, there are many good actors within the industry. Why are we trying to change things? Leave it as it is. Let the Department of Commerce set the rule set forward, because that's what we voted on. We still have things to come into fruition. We understand that. But everything that we have written in that law, in issue 2 on that ballot initiative, is what we, the voters of Ohioans, acknowledge and voted on. Last time we had a recreational bill, it didn't pass. Why? Because not all Ohioans agreed that it was a good bill. But we agreed issue 2 was a good bill in large numbers, very, very large numbers. So please, I am asking you, as a constituent that you are supposed to represent, please stop trying to change issue 2. If you are going to vote to change anything on it, add expungements, make it easier for people to get in the industry that are not billionaires, because that's why you're going to see the black market prop up, is because I would love to be able to get into the metric industry legally. I would love to be able to operate a company and be able to build a team, to build the economy up, in healthy, good ways. Create good, modern medicine for patients. But again, I don't see that happening with the way that you guys are trying to change things. We need to make it easier to get into the industry, not harder. Otherwise, you're going to see the black market. That is going to pop up. And I'll be honest, I don't like calling it the black market because, again, we're falling back on things that aren't necessarily accurate. It's the legacy market. These are the guys who originally brought cannabis to legalization on the forefront. So why are we trying to criminalize them again? All right, guys, I really, really hope you guys hear this out. I really, really hope you guys do not vote on any of these two issues that we have going. Create a new one. Create a brand new one. Start from scratch. Talk to us patients. Talk to us advocates and see what makes sense. We can come to an understanding. But where you're at right now, you're not coming to an understanding. We wanted home grow. You guys tried to pull out home grow. So you guys think that coming to an understanding of 6 plants is, no, like 12 plants was the understanding. That is still less than other states. It is. Leave it up to the local municipalities to make those rule sets, not the state. All right, guys, please share this. Share this with your local legislature. I hope that they show this in tomorrow or the next day, but I can't expect anyone to do anything. All right, guys. Hope you hear me out.